Today is a good day because we're talking baseball. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Before we get started, quick introduction. My name is Hugo and I call this channel Signs of the Pastime because I'm going to be talking baseball. Baseball cards primarily, and I collect autographed baseball cards, so hence the name Signs of the Pastime. I'm gonna go over some players that are in my collection that I enjoy collecting, enjoy talking about, and we're gonna go on little adventures. I'm gonna try to do things a little bit differently, try to go outdoors a lot, go to places where some of these players either are from or played ball, whatever it may be. Try to give you a little different part of their history other than just baseball cards, but baseball cards will be featured. Hopefully with some ink on it. I like autograph cards. So I'm looking to have a good time. It's my very first video on YouTube. This is my inaugural, I can't even say that word, inaugural video, I guess. But yeah, I'm here to have a good time, be part of the card community, and let's just, talk baseball cards. It's fun, man, it's fun stuff. I enjoy it, I'm looking forward to it. This is gonna be good. So stay tuned and let's go. Today's video, we're going on a little adventure, a little road trip. Ain't that right, little Poppy? Oh yeah, let's go. Welcome to beautiful Sarasota, Florida. I'm here in Sarasota for my first video, which I want to talk about a player who was often overlooked, but he did get his due a couple of years ago where he was enshrined in baseball's Hall of Fame. I'm talking about none other than the one and only Buck O'Neil. And here we are on the side of this building with this beautiful mural of the one and only Buck O'Neil. Look at the size of this thing. Made by Matt McAllister. Shout out Matt. And Buck is what I intend to model this channel after. Buck O'Neil was a storyteller. He was a baseball man, baseball lifer. And I like to tell stories. I like to tell stories about these type of ball players, or just men who love the game, who had a passion for it, and were just great people. So Buck O'Neil, like I said, I collect baseball cards and autographs. Like right here, this is one of my Buck O'Neil autographs that I love and cherish. But the one I like most is actually out of the 1999 Fleer Greats. It's got his smile there, which is just a classic photo of Buck. He was always happy. He blessed everyone that he came across and always stopped and chatted with everyone, according to stories. Never did meet him, unfortunately, but if I could meet anyone in baseball history, I'll say Buck O'Neil. It's probably at the top of that list. I'd love to just sit there and listen to stories that he would have to tell, and just hear his passion for the game and for people. So Buck, this one's for you. In this video, we're gonna step back in time and go to where it all began for Buck, here in Sarasota, Florida. We're not gonna go much into his career with the Monarchs as a player, then later as a coach, player coach, or his time as a scout with the Cubs, but rather where it all began, here in his early childhood. We're gonna visit where he went to school, where he got his first job, where he liked to hang out with his friends, and just talk a little bit about these places and give a little background on where it all began for Buck O'Neil. Here we are at Emma Booker Elementary School in Sarasota, in Newtown, part of Sarasota, where Buck O'Neil lived and grew up. And when his family moved here, he attended Sarasota Grammar School, and one of his teachers, his main teacher, was Emma Booker. And That's who this school is named after, Emma Booker Elementary School. And she encouraged Buck O'Neil. She was a big influence in his life. And she pushed him to always go after his goals and his dreams. So he owed a lot of gratitude to Miss Booker, and as did many children who grew up here in Newtown, part of Sarasota. So Emma Booker Elementary School. And side note, this is also the school where back in September 11, 2001, George W. Bush, the president, was at when he got the news of what was happening that early Tuesday morning, about 22 years ago, almost. Happened right here, Emma Booker Elementary School. We now made it to the celery fields. Well, it used to be Palmer Farms, where back in 1923, a 12-year-old Buck O'Neil had his first job here. And this was all celery fields back in the day. And now it's been converted to a nature preserve. You got hiking trails. Families come out now for a little R&R, maybe a little exercise. Well, back in Buck's day, this was a place to work. And he worked hard, and it got him ready for life in baseball. There's a map of the celery fields. As you can see here, people are gathering the boxes. They offered old Buck $1 a day to work here, but you would get $1.25 because he could handle 4 of these boxes. He's the only one that could do that. And there it is. Picture of how it was back in the 20s, 30s. Here at the Palmer Farms in Sarasota. He's a good boy right there. He's a good boy. Hey, little Poppy, look. We're at the home of the Baltimore Orioles. You like the Orioles, don't you? What do you think about them? I tell you what, man. Nice bullpen phones. Yeah. Our next stop brings us to downtown Sarasota, and the site of what used to be the spring home of the New York Giants back in 1924 here at Payne Park, which has now been converted to, see in the distance, a skate park, children's playground, and you got a little remnants of the stadium, as we shall see here in a second. Last game was played in 1988 and torn down in 1990. But this, Payne Park, is the site of where Buck O'Neil would come with his friends, and they would fetch home run balls, foul balls, and sell it to tourists for a few extra bucks. No pun intended. As you can see here, that's seats from the old stadium off of Payne Park. It was around for about 64 years or so. Little mini field there. A little bit of downtown Sarasota. Beautiful park now. But at one point, Buck O'Neil got to watch the New York Giants in such greats, led by John McGraw. Frankie Frisch was on that team. Bill Terry, Hack Wilson, some future Hall of Famers. But one thing that Buck O'Neil would say is he first heard the sound of ball coming off the bat that he had never heard before. So he had to stop fetching balls and go see who was hitting these balls. See, the New York Yankees were in town back then. This was the 20s, Murderers Row time. So that ball was none other than Babe Ruth.
I heard Ruth hit the ball. I'd never heard that sound before. And I was outside the fence, but it was a sound of the bat that I had never heard before in my life. That was Ruth hitting the ball.
And Buck said he saw a barrel-chested sucker with skinny legs, but the most beautiful swing he had ever seen. And boy, he said he could hit the ball like none other. And years later, he would see Josh Gibson, and he said the same sound was made off of Josh Gibson's bat. And then many years later, while in Kansas City, watching the Royals, he said Bo Jackson had that same sound when he hit the ball. just amazing stories that Buck would tell, which here in Sarasota, it's a really nice town. See some Birkenstocks just sitting here randomly at the park. Beautiful park, but I don't know who left those there, but that is very Sarasota. Beautiful city with a rich baseball past. Well, that does it for this first video of Signs of the Pastime. Please consider subscribing, giving it a like, as we go on this journey to talk about America's pastime, baseball cards, autographs, the hobby, if you will. As you can see, the pastime is just about everywhere. There's a sidewalk art here in Sarasota, former home of the great Buck O'Neil, Sarasota, Florida. I'll leave you with this from Buck O'Neil. He would say, "It's good if you sing every day." And he liked to sing this one song, and I think it's a proper sing-off on his first video, Signs of the Pastime. The greatest thing in all my life is loving you. The greatest thing in all my life is loving you.
The greatest thing in all my life is loving you. Thank you, folks. Thank you, folks. Thank you, folks. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now sit down. Now sit down. I could talk to you 10 minutes longer, but I got to go to the bathroom.